What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. Today we're going to talk about predictions, stock market predictions for 2022 that I just read in an article, and I want to kind of break some of this down for you. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day. Under one condition, the condition is that we want to be Black first. That means we solve our own problems. We put our community at the top of the priority list. We love each other. We're doing this for Black wealth. Black wealth is Black power. If you agree with that philosophy, put a hashtag B and the number 1 in the chat, hashtag B1. And also feel free to go to boycewatkins.com to get some free Black wealth information and to get everything that your family needs because we are on top of this every single day. Now, let me dive into the conversation that I wanted to have today. Hello, Courtney and Rochelle and Sabrina. And also hello everybody on the Instagram page. The Instagram is the Black Financial Channel. So make sure you follow on Instagram, and also make sure you text the word Boyce to 31996, and you can get notifications when I go live. We talk about economics a lot, and we also talk about some other issues as well. Everything happening in the community is very important to us. So feel free to text that number so that we can stay connected in case YouTube ever does anything crazy. All right. So with that said, I read this article, and one of the things that I liked about this article is on CNBC, and it says 10 media execs under the cloak of anonymity predict 2022's industry shaking events. So what I'm going to do is kind of break some of this down for you in terms of sort of telling you what I think is going to happen in 2022, how this should affect your stocks. And also I'm going to give you my stock pick of the day toward the end of the conversation. So if you want to know what stock I really like, I just bought some shares of this company. I'm really excited about it, and I'll let you guys know about this. All right, so let me just start with the top. They spoke with 10 executives under the condition of anonymity, and they made some predictions about things that were going to happen in 2022. And they said that they had to be relevant, but non-obvious, right? So don't just tell us, that the sky is going to be blue or that the sun is going to shine. Tell us something that's going to be different and unique. That's something that people don't expect. So here's what they predicted. And I'm going to tell you why this stuff matters. One is they mentioned that Roku is probably going to buy Lionsgate Studios, right? And what they argued is when you read up Roku as a stock, you read the base case, the bull case, and the bear case in terms of whether or not it's a good investment or a bad investment. First of all, a lot of analysts really like Roku. They really think Roku is a good investment. But also, the bulls think that Roku is going to continue to expand. They're going to continue to make some acquisitions. They have a $30 billion market cap, which allows them some reach and some leverage, and they can sort of buy things. And so this executive is predicting that Roku is going to buy Lionsgate, which would give them additional content creation capabilities, stuff like that. The bear case is that Roku is stuck in a space where there's a lot of competition. A lot of people can a lot of these streaming services and smart TV manufacturers can actually replace Roku pretty easily, and that could push Roku out. So this acquisition by Roku is something you may want to look out for. It is actually one of the reasons why I'm actually buying some Roku stock, because I think the acquisition is going to happen, and I think it's going to be good for Roku. Number 2, Bob Iger returns to Disney as the CEO. Disney is an interesting company. It's very well run. It's very, very strong. It hasn't had a lot of growth, and that's really been concerning to me. I've been a Disney shareholder for a long time. I like the company and I like the management. So what the argument is that Iger coming back to Disney could be that little extra bump, that extra boost, that extra little pump that the stock needs to kind of go to the next level. And I don't doubt that they might consider that, because at first it was Disney Plus. Disney Plus was growing by leaps and bounds. Well, now that growth is kind of leveled off. They kind of flattened the curve a little bit. And so a lot of people feel that bringing back Iger is going to lead them to make that move. Last week in stock market investing class, you guys know I talked about Disney, and I mentioned that Disney is a stock that I really like. And so I got some long-term investments there. Number 3, that says Viacom CBS will merge or sell. I'm not going to say much about that, but Viacom they actually own BET. So remember, BET is not a Black-owned network. BET is owned by Viacom. Also, even within that industry, you see this week, I think the Black News Channel is laying off a bunch of people. If you look up the Black News Channel, they're laying off a ton of people right now. I think they employ 300 people. A lot are being laid off because their viewership is absolutely terrible. They can't get the ad revenue that they need. And I personally believe that the reason the Black News Channel struggles is because they're not not connected to black people. They're not connected to black people in an authentic way. They are too pressured by the Democratic Party, too pressured by corporate America to create a narrative that is not consistent with what black people want and need. So black people are not really watching the Black News Channel because of that. I don't know. Give me a yes or no in the chat. Do you watch the Black News Channel? How many of y'all watch the Black News Channel? How many of y'all go out of your way to look up on your smart TV to find the Black News Channel? You know, I don't know a lot of black people who do that. So the Black News Channel is kind of struggling because of that. Well, Viacom is also looking to do some merging as well. This is the Sumner Redstone family. They kind of control BET as well as a bunch of other properties. And so the claim is that they're going to make a merger. And that's something, there's not much else to say about that. There's also a prediction by an executive that the free radicals will sell. Free radicals are companies that are pure play content companies that don't have to scale to compete for top-notch movies and TV shows. So pure play content companies, they mention examples like, let's see, Lionsgate, AMC, and Fox as pure play content companies. There's not much to say there. Another prediction is that Vice Media will sell itself in pieces. Vice attempted to go public through a special purpose acquisition company that did not go very well. And so basically the argument is that because Vice can't sell itself for what it's worth as a whole company, they're going to sell itself in pieces, following the trend of other similar companies like Vox and also was BuzzFeed and something. And BuzzFeed would just merge with Complex. So there's an expectation that Vice is going to end up breaking into pieces and selling. Next is Vox. They said Vox Media is going to go public. They said here that Vox's choice to merge with Group 9 sets itself as the next logical digital media candidate to go public after BuzzFeed. It just so happens that Group 9 has already established a special purpose acquisition company that can be used by the company to go public. So effectively, they're saying that Vox is going to go public through a SPAC. That'll be interesting because SPACs used to be very popular. They're not very popular now because SPACs are kind of full of crap. They sometimes they're just, SPACs make all these predictions about, revenue growth that are typically highly unrealistic. And SPACs were really popular a few months ago. They're not as popular now. I think they're going to be less popular in 2022 when the Fed starts increasing interest rates and starts slowing down the economy. But then again, what do I know? Let's just see how it all plays out. All right. So next is let's see, number 8. The number 8 prediction is a major sports betting company will go bankrupt or sell for peanuts. So apparently mobile sports gambling has really grown. In October 2021, people wagered $7 billion on sports gambling. Gambling's become a really big thing. The pandemic, in the midst of locking people down and creating all this depression, you had some interesting side effects from the pandemic that go beyond just the virus. You had an unprecedented number of suicides during the pandemic. You had 100,000 people that died from drug overdoses during the pandemic. You had a lot of car accidents, with alcohol related things like that during the pandemic. All the therapists I know, their offices are full of people who were just super depressed from the lockdown during the pandemic. Give me a yes or no if you know anybody who struggled during the pandemic from a mental health standpoint. It's very, very big. Well, one of the other things that happened during the pandemic is that when people were feeling depressed, they were engaged in a lot of unhealthy coping mechanisms. The alcohol, downing down the liquor bottle, taking the extra dope, right? Gambling is a drug that will get you high. That is why people do it. That is what you get a sensation when you gamble. So gambling addiction grew sky high. It wasn't just through sports betting. That's a big deal, but it's also through things like Robinhood trading and Robinhood apps. There are a lot of gambling addicts who think that they're traders. They think that they're investors, but they're not. They're just gamblers, right? So effectively, what they're saying is that the sports betting industry, which is drawing a lot of companies, a lot of interest because they were making so much money off the people that wanted to gamble. Some of these companies are going to go bankrupt. So they said the industry leaders, FanDuel and DraftKings, will likely be acquiring some of these smaller sports betting apps or some of the those sports betting apps that are struggling to become profitable. They mentioned MGM, Penn National Gaming, PointsBet, Wynn, and Caesars. They said one of them will go bankrupt or they will sell for peanuts to an industry leader like FanDuel or DraftKings. So perhaps that is a reason to look at DraftKings stock. I don't know. It's up to you. Next, Apple. They said Apple will buy a major TV studio. Apple's streaming video ambitions have been muted given the company's enormous size. Ted Lasso is a hit for Apple TV. I do not watch that show, but okay, good for them. But the service is operated largely on the periphery of the streaming wars. That's likely to change, said this executive. In 2022, it will be driven by the acquisition of a content studio. So they're saying that Apple at some point is going to just get a studio and start doing more original programming, which will make them a more direct player in this space. That'll be interesting. It'll also give Apple a library of TV shows and movies it can offer to customers. That's something Apple doesn't own yet, but it's probably essential to serious long-term streaming ambitions. Still, Apple has a very limited track record with mergers and acquisitions, so any prediction of an Apple acquisition of significance is more often wrong than right. I remember with Apple, and this is another reason why I do like Apple stock long term, is Apple's talking about like building cars and stuff, and Apple's going to be all up in the metaverse, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Prediction number 10, they said free advertising supported streaming services will consolidate. So apparently there's a lot of these companies out there that offer free TV. You've seen. Give me a yes or no if you've heard of any of these companies. Tubi. Anybody heard of Tubi? Viacom CBS's Pluto TV. Anybody heard of Pluto TV? Give me a yes or no. Anybody heard of Amazon's IMDb TV? Give me a yes or no. So these are companies that basically offer free content in exchange for you to watch ads, right? So they're saying that a lot of these companies, the market's getting kind of full, and they're claiming that some of these companies are going to consolidate. So they said this executive predicted free streaming TV will have surging growth in 2022, but will also consolidate. Too many of these services are offering essentially the same thing: a bundled offering of free networks with a lot of old movies and TV shows and syndicated programming. A roll-up of several of these services is likely in 2022, according to executive number 10, which was the 10th person that they talked to about this. So these are some predictions that are happening in 2022. These are things that are going to impact the stock market. I will be watching very closely. Now, if you want my stock pick of the day, here's the stock that I really like today. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please subscribe. Also, you can get a Black Wealth calendar by going to boycewatkins.com. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to get the calendar and put it on your refrigerator. It has Black Wealth principles for every month that you can apply for your family. So feel free to get some, to give away after the holidays. I don't know if we can get them to you before Christmas, though, because Christmas is just a week away. But anytime is a good time to share Black Wealth. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com, or you can go to blackwealthcalendar.com, either one. All right, so the stock I like right now is a stock you've probably never heard of. It's a company called DermTech, DermTech, DermTech. The ticker symbol is DMTK, DMTK, DMTK. Somebody please type DMTK in the chat, please, so other people don't say, well, what was the ticker symbol again? What was it again? I can't remember, Dr. Boyce. So somebody please type it in so everybody can get that information. That is a stock that I like. That is a stock that I just bought. That is a stock that I'm not recommending. This is not investment advice, but that's a stock that I bought. So that's my stock pick of the day. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and every blue moon I'll let you guys know some stocks that I'm buying, stuff like that. Also, if you join the stock market investing class, I give you guys a big long list every single week. So feel free to go to boycewatkins.com and you can join stock market investing class. We meet every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and we cover every single question you have about anything, anywhere, on any issue related to investing in stocks, because you guys know I've taught college students for almost 30 years now, Syracuse University, Indiana University, the Ohio State University. So I know this stuff very, very well, like the back of my hand. And so it's very easy for me. I can make it very easy for you. So, but everybody has to invest. Everybody has to invest. Everybody has to invest. Black people must invest. Black people must invest. Black people must invest. Did I mention that Black people have to invest? I'll say that. I can't remember if I said it or not. So anyway, all right. So hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe before you go. I'm about to get out of here. Take care, guys. Love you. God bless you. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Peace.